ladies and gentlemen, to the 39th Annual Millennium Awards. This award show is dedicated to the best memoirs of all time. The first award is...
And the nominees for the best memoir about fashion are Elizabeth Kendall, Autobiography of a Wardrobe, Bill Bryson, The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, Jerry Spinelli, Knots in My Yo-Yo String, Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar, and Lewis Busby, The Yellow Lighted Bookshop. And the winner is Elizabeth Kendall, Autobiography of a Wardrobe.
For this prestigious award for my absolutely amazing memoir that took me like 6 years to write. It's all about my life, and I'm going to thank my mom who passed away a couple years ago, and just for all her inspiration. The book covers all of my trial and tribulations through the years. The memoir starts in my early childhood and ends where I am now. I've gone through being a vagabond, to becoming a fashionista, to a fashion editor, to now just a writer in itself. The book is told through my wardrobe's point of view, because I thought that would be the best way to bring across my message. It shows that it starts with a pair of overalls and ends with a vintage dress. My wardrobe speaks to me via the clothes I put on my body. As I evolve as a person through my childhood, my teenage years, into my young adulthood, the more I get to know myself, and that's what the book shows. When I tapped into this hidden power of my wardrobe, I kind of figured out that, yeah, I've survived. I can make it through. I can make it through leaving my husband, becoming who I am today. When I lost my mother in my late 20s, and I lost a part of my life. When I finally came back into my life, it was the most amazing feeling. When I took this book through my wardrobe, I had no idea that it would ever be taken so well by audiences. It was more of a way just to go through my life and be like, okay, this is what I've amounted to and what I've evolved to. Thank you for purchasing my book. Thank you, my book editor, and all the stores that I've shopped in over the years. Thank you.
The nominees for the best books about books are Elizabeth Kendall, Autobiography of a Wardrobe, Bill Bryson, The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, Jerry Spinelli, Knots in My Yo-Yo String, Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar, and Lewis Busby, The Yellow Lighted Bookshop. And the winner is Lewis Busby for The Yellow Lighted Bookshop.
It was November, a dark, rainy Tuesday, late afternoon. This is my ideal time in a bookstore. I feel honored and excited to be able to share this memoir with people that enjoy books as much as I do. From the creation of the printing press to having a list of bookstores all over the world, I'm proud to say books changed my life. This book about books, inspired by all those who love the world that the bookstore can create, inspired by all those I met along the way, who taught me the history of what I now know. Books are everything. Books are us. I would just like to thank my wife and daughter, who are always there for me. My friend Greta, who is there through all my crazy bookstore adventures. All of my former employers were dealing with my crazy obsession. I'm honored to receive this award. Thank you.
And the nominees for the most honest memoir are Elizabeth Kendall, The Autobiography of a Wardrobe, Bill Bryson, The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid, Jerry Spinelli, Knots in My Yo-Yo String, Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar, and Lewis Busby, The Yellow Lighted Bookshop. And the winner is Sylvia Plath for The Bell Jar.
Thank you all very much for this wonderful honor. My book, The Bell Jar, tells the story of Esther Greenwood, a girl, just like any other, that sees the world for what it really is, behind all the glamour and lies. Esther is a very honest person who goes through many different situations in life, just trying to understand what being herself really means. The Bell Jar is based on the part of my life that I spent in New York, working as a guest editor to Mademoiselle magazine. During these important adolescent years, I learned a lot about life and how easy it is to lose yourself and forget who you are. The bell jar goes through all different stages of life, from my first arrival in New York to my ever-present fight with suicide that slowly starts to take over. All these situations are not only shown through Esther, but through other important characters throughout the book, who are based on people from my stay in New York and who I've grown up with. I would like to thank them for making this book what it is today. Lastly, I would like to thank my husband Ted and my 2 children for making my life what it is.
And the nominees for the Best Creative Memoir are the following: Elizabeth Kendall, Autobiography of a Wardrobe; Bill Bryson, The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid; Jerry Spinelli, Knots on My Yo-Yo String; Sylvia Plath, The Bell Jar; and Lewis Busby for The Yellow Lighted Bookshop. And the winner is Jerry Spinelli, Knots on My Yo-Yo String.
First and foremost, I would like to thank my family, or should I say my biggest fan. All throughout my many journeys in life, my family has always been there to cheer me up when the going was good, and to pick me up when I fell, and believe you me, I fell a lot. Growing up in a small town taught me lots of things, like how many steps it took to get from one side of town to the other. And by the way, it's something I tried a lot. As much as it taught me, it also stunted my knowledge in many ways. Things like, my friends and I were convinced that if you passed the Little League field on the far end of town, you would reach the end of the universe. Hard to believe a silly kid like me would one day become the man I am today. Having the imagination of an 11-year-old, still today at the age of, well, an older man, is one of the reasons that I believe I was able to win an award such as this. It also helped having one of the most unique upbringings that a boy could ask for. I spent my days on the field and on the track. I spent them tangling my yo-yos, and I spent them taking adventures with my friends. And I spent my nights watching the dark skies. I was the #1 shortstop and a track star for a total of 7 seconds. I got my first black eye under that dark sky, my first truth or dare, and best of all, my first kiss. In closing, I would like to thank all those in my life who contributed to making every minute worthwhile and every day one to look forward to.
And the nominees for the superhero memoir are Elizabeth Kendall for Autobiography of a Wardrobe; Bill Bryson for The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid; Jerry Spinelli for Knots on My Yo-Yo String; Sylvia Plath for The Bell Jar; and Lewis Busby for The Yellow Lighted Bookshop. And the winner is Bill Bryson for The Life and Times of a Thunderbolt Kid. Woo!
Okay, so I really wasn't expecting this. It's really quite a shock to win this, but being the youngest nominee and now winner, it is great to have won this award. It just shows you how far the force and power of one superhero, especially me, Zach, can go. I'd have to thank the dense teachers who I was able to vaporize, and the annoying people who are on the receiving end of my powers. Thank you for letting me showcase them. To my parents who raised me so well, Dad, you were a little crazy, especially with your road trip ideas, but thank you for finally letting us see Disneyland and not stopping at our crazy uncle's house. Mom, you were great, even though you weren't much of a cook. At least you could make something, although it was never anything exotic. And as well, Mom, thanks for making me wear uncool shoes in the winter. I'm glad my feet were warm. To all my friends, we learned a lot. Dashing and dining, scamming free meals, sneaking in and out of places, parties. Good times, guys! You certainly made life in Des Moines exciting. Now, I don't use my superpowers all the time anymore. I can't tell if you bought my book. I wouldn't want to vaporize you if you did. So thank you for the Greatest Superhero Ever award. The competition was tough, but there can only be one #1. Amen. So I have the honors of closing this show, and I'd just like to thank everyone, and now I'll make our audience leave.
Okay. First and foremost, I would like to thank...
So I have the honors of closing this ceremony, and now...